J-Mart, how you and Coop had some battles.
Oh yeah.
You guys had some battles.
Oh yeah.
How gnarly did it get between you two guys? Because at one point, J-Mart, weren't you doing the Porcel and you were pitting in another area?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did for sure. I mean, there's a time where, I absolutely was like, God, fuck Coop.
I hate this
You
guy.
know, I hated it, but, like, I look back now and I'm like, I'm grateful for that time and that struggle in a sense. And, like, I told his dad, obviously I'm doing the VIP stuff, so I'm there every weekend. And I told his dad, Coop held me accountable on a level that, like, I really respect now.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it massively, for sure.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's crazy, eh? Like, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Sorry, you guys cut out, so I wasn't sure. But I think what we were saying earlier, like how I just said with Alex, like me and J-Mart were so different, right? Like he was a workhorse and just so gnarly and trained his butt off. And like when we were teammates at Star, it was the younger days of my career where I was running off a lot of talent and you know, I didn't mind having a good time. And you know, I think if you compared training numbers, he'd be, you know, 20 hours probably more than me at the time, and we would battle, right? And I think it was, you know, for me, Supercross was a little bit more natural maybe, you know, when we were younger, and then he would really shine outdoors, and Bobby loved pitting us against each other to
100%.
like
That doesn't sound like the Bobby that I know.
Yeah, it was gnarly.
Yeah. And so, but like J-Mar said, I mean, there was times where 100% we didn't care for one another. But I look back at those times, and like he said, it made me way stronger. It made me a better person. It made me a better racer. And like J-Mar was one of the guys that I always remember racing that like he just was unbreakable, right? Like I felt like I could always, you know, trash talk my way and the other guys, or like I could suffer harder than other guys, but like J-Mart was one guy that like when it was time to suffer, it was like mother effer, like this guy, he can go the distance. So
if you beat him outdoors, you were like, I did it. Like I did something if you beat him outdoors.
Oh
right?
yeah.
And like,
felt like a freaking Iron Man.
I would come into the weekend and I'm like, dude, he would like, you know, you'd hear a little scuttlebutt, you know what I mean? Like,
dude, the
you know, the little trash
shit.
talk or whatever. And I'm just like, fuck, dude. There's only one way I'm gonna beat this guy. I can't beat him mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I my shit talking game's not as good, but I'm like, dude, like I gotta blow his doors off around the outside, and like he's still going to suffer. Like, what was the climb, Phil? You said you guys climbed up Mount Mitchell?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he still made it to the top.
made it
You
to
know
the
what I
top.
mean? Like, and I knew no matter what, like I was gonna have to go deep, and he was definitely one of the hardest guys. Helped me shape me to become a champion for sure, you know?
Well, I don't even know if Coop really knows this. He probably does, but in 2015, we were with Osho.
Yeah.
And 2016, we're Osho. But then when Alex was riding for Star in 2016.
How are you and Coop getting along when you're training with J-Mart and all that?
Coop and I were okay.
Okay.
Well, you weren't as close
We
back
weren't
then.
as close back then. He was still kind of a little younger, you know?
Yeah.
Until he turned 450 is when we got super tight. But
I mean, Jeremy and Coop were just kids back then.
yeah,
We
like
were.
literally just,
We so
I
were.
mean, fucking runts, you know? But the real divide came halfway through 2016. Alex left Jeremy and I kind of, because we were all riding off of J-Mart's coattails. And Alex left on Star, and he went to train with Coop and Swanee.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's kind of when the divide, it was a weird fucking dynamic.
Yeah.
You had a Martin brother training with Coop, and Coop's going for a title, and you got J-Mart going for his third title on his
Osho,
own.
without the team trainer.
Without the team trainer.
Right.
It was a fucking...
And then I got the red plate after
and then-
second
and then-
round.
was kicking both our ass.
Yeah, and then Amar came out of fucking nowhere and was winning. It was just like, dude, what?
Yeah. Well, and I remember training with Coop, and I'm like, dude, I actually, you know, like I see eye with this kid. Like, I like Coop. What's going on here?
I like Coop better than my own brother.
Alex would train with them, and then like they do their thing. He'd golf and he'd come home to the house, you know, and I just, you know, got my teeth kicked in all day with Johnny O.
No, I remember like Coop and I did our motos at Glen Helen, and we were riding good that day, and then Jerm was testing till like 6 p.m. and I'm like, dude, have fun. Good luck, dude. See you later.
And then Alex would come home and be like, Coop's awesome.
I have. You know, I just remember J-Mart it would be like, hey, what's on your program today? Oh, like 440. I got like a 20 and some sprint.
Yeah. 5 2-lappers.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it was crazy, like you said, and just in general, like fun times, right? At the time, you're not looking at it like that, but it was crazy. Looking back that year in 16 was a great year for me. I was finally able to, these boys had DNFs that year. It was a tough year for them too, but we all were, racing hard, battling hard, and it was funny. Like you said, you had J Mart on the one end and me and A Mart training together. But then I remember, I think you went back to Minnesota, so then it was like we were all going after the title, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, when you think about it, like Star Racing Yamaha in 2016 was fucking guns.
I mean,
nasty.
every podium, every weekend.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, the bikes were great.
Yeah, there was a few races where we all three were. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, or you throw AP in, and it was like literally top 3 every weekend.
Yeah,
sometimes top 4.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's wild.